All right, so we are at the point where I'm putting in my front transfer case, differential, whatever you want to call it, into the car. I'm going to show you guys what's necessary to replace the seals. I have all the seals except for one. I'll tell you guys which ones I have, which ones I'll be replacing, how to do it, and which ones I'll have to do separately. But what you have here is, what you're looking at is, this is the passenger side drive shaft, or not a drive shaft. This is the passenger side axle. This guy gets attached to the oil pan, and then this long shaft goes through into here, through the oil pan, into this side here. This gets put into the oil pan, bolted, and then this shaft comes in this way. So what you're looking at is a seal here, O-ring here. You're looking at a clip here, a clip at the end of that guy over there, and then you have one more seal here, and then an O-ring right there. So got two O-rings here, got the two seals, as well as the clips. What I don't have, which I believe mine is leaking at the bottom there, I don't have the seal that's back here. It's on order, but it looks like it's fairly simple to take apart. I'll probably do a video on that as well. Looks like you just take this out and then pull this, and there should be a seal in there somewhere. I'll probably do that when the diff is on the car, just so I can keep moving. So the tools you're gonna need: bearing or seal driver, seal remover, these picks, then a hammer to hammer the seals in, and then I'm also going to be using some assembly lube to make sure that the seals are seating in there square and not getting torn up. And then also you want to try to clean up all the mating surfaces as much as possible, right? I'll do that as I'm putting this stuff back onto the car, simply because I'll be handling it over and over again and just going to get dirty again. So alright, so done with replacing the seals. Here's what they look like. None of them actually look worn, but they obviously do need to get replaced, as I was seeing a little bit of seepage from one of them. But here's the bottom of the diff. This is the one that I believe is causing me the issues. So I'm going to definitely have to replace that guy. I don't have that yet, so I'll go ahead and put this in the car and figure it out from there. I opted to not change these clips on here. They do come off fairly easy, and I do have the new ones, but I put these axles in and out several times, and they don't just slide in and out. I mean, you got to pry these things off, so I don't believe these clips are worn to the point where I need to change them. Quite frankly, if I have to take them off again, I'd much rather not have to sit there and pry for 10 minutes to get these axles to pop out. Not that they'll pop out during driving anyway. So one pointer, as you guys are putting this stuff together under the car, make sure all mating surfaces are clean and still re-lube the seals. As you can see here, mine's pressed in nice and even. However, I did not lube the inside, so I'll go ahead and lube the inside, so as things like this, these surfaces seat into here, they go in there nice and easy. So it's that simple. So, slight change of plans. I went ahead and mounted this guy up onto the car. I actually didn't think much of this leak that's coming through here. I actually thought that maybe because my valve cover gasket's leaking, maybe it made its way down and then kind of to the back of the diff. So what I did was I put the diff on, and my thought was I'll go ahead and drain the fluid out of there, and that'll be an indication of whether it's actually leaking or not. Only like half a cup of fluid came out, so I'm pretty sure it's leaking. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take this thing apart, show you guys how to do this. So first thing you do is there's this locking ring. You take a punch, well, not a punch, a pick. This is a fairly large pick, and I basically targeted this little space here, pressed it down, and I pressed inwards. Same thing on the other side. The reason for that is then you can just do one of these types of deals. Let's see if I can do this with one hand. There we go. So it comes out, just basically a locking ring to make sure this guy doesn't come apart. Then using a 30 mil socket, I'm going to go ahead and undo this. I'm guessing this is going to spin, so I'm just going to pry a long screwdriver here between these two to make sure I hold it so it doesn't spin, and then slide this off. So as you take this nut off, you can see inside this simply just comes off. I don't think there's a specific way that this comes off or it goes back on, but you can see here that indeed this gasket was leaking. So the good news is I'm going to replace the gasket. The bad news is I'm pretty sure that I ordered the wrong gasket, so I don't remember having it this ridge here, but I'll verify. Hopefully I can get the part number and you guys can order it if you ever need to replace this guy. But overall, this is fairly easy, fairly simple to do. I'm actually going to be interested in figuring out how to seat this guy in with the shaft here. I might have to use a large socket or something to get that guy in there. So I finally ended up getting the chance to try to install the seal that I ordered online for replacement of the seal back here. And it is not the correct size seal. I called around and learned a few things. Basically, the dealership and online parts stores call the seal something different. One of them calls it a front differential rear output shaft seal, and others call it front differential rear seal, so on and so forth. But I'm gonna post up the seal specs for you guys. The crappy part about that is the seal that I got was only like a millimeter off, right? So it was, sorry, I'm trying to put this thing back here. The interior, the inner diameter of the seal was too large by about a millimeter. So obviously I'm not going to install that one in. To not waste any more time, I'm just going to go ahead and put the car back together, and I'll do the seal another time. I don't think it's leaking as bad. So definitely be able to do it again. The crappy part is this fluid in here. It's like 50 bucks. The seal itself, when you order online, I ordered it from FCP Euro. It's, I don't know, maybe 18 bucks. It's about the same price at a BMW dealership, except you gotta go pick it up. So